There is one constant in Rathlin's long history, and that is its fascinating maritime pedigree. Used either as a springboard for invasion or for a place of refuge, its treacherous tides and exposed headlands have always tested the skills of its inhabitants or those wishing to reach the island. One of the earliest invaders of Rathlin at the very end of the 8th century were the Vikings.
The Vikings that came to Ireland mostly came from Norway. Over a few centuries they developed amazing longships. Very light, flexible and extremely fast. They had a very shallow draft. This meant that nowhere was safe from the Vikings. Very few Vikings were professional warriors. Most that came to our shores in their longships were farmers or blacksmiths or woodworkers. So they didn't have fancy weapons. They brought the hammers or the axes that they used in their trade with them. When a Viking would have gone to battle, he would have carried a whole range of weapons. At least one axe, a shield to protect them. If I saw someone running towards me and wanted to make a first kill with the spear. And then once the spear had gone, take the axe up and it's... This type of knife is called a sax. This one's a broken back sax, a long sax, and it's a replica of one that was found in the River Thames. And they think this dates from something like 700 AD. Here we have an axe that's made from Damascus steel. It's a pattern welded steel. You can see it's actually quite unusual, very beautiful. We have a range of foodstuffs on display here. Everything that was available in Viking times. Apples, of course, oat and barley biscuits or thin bread baked on a griddle, carrots, onions, garlic, all of these things the Vikings used in their time. And we've gathered some local herbs that the Vikings would also have been familiar with and picked up.
Although history from this period is sketchy, but there has been some good evidence uncovered. One such fine example is the Wrathland Brooch, now held in the Dublin Museum. Beside McQuaig's pub, there is a burial site for one of the Viking warlords, marked by a standing stone. In 550 AD, St Columcille's monastery was built on the ground where St Thomas's church stands today. The monks on Rathlin proved they were capable of taking up arms in their defence, and one story somehow lasted through the centuries. It is said one of the first assaults on Rathlin, a designated lookout had spotted the northern invaders approaching the island. It was near nightfall when their longboat finally arrived in the bay. Through the night, the would-be warrior monks rowed out and set the longboat alight with the sleeping raiders on board. With this murderous act committed, it was said that the thick black plumes of smoke rising out of the heavily tarred longboat emitted thousands of ravens. And this is how ravens came to be on Rathlin.